welcome to something very special. This is the first ever Eeveelutions podcast, and I am your host, Jet, and I am joined by my fellow admins. Guys, introduce yourselves.
We got admin Rizu the Umbreon here.
Lyns.
We got Moosh over here.
All right, and this is going to be a special Halloween-themed episode. Obviously, by the time this episode's released, it will be Halloween. And, this year, what have you all done this year for Halloween?
I got pumpkins, and we're going to carve them. And then we got Luna the Sylveon, a Snow White costume.
Oh, nice.
Baby's
first Halloween costume.
Excellent.
That sounds adorable.
Moosh, what have you done?
Haven't really done anything. I've decorated, but I don't know.
You don't go to haunted houses or anything like that?
What?
You don't go to haunted houses or anything like that?
Oh, we're going to the corn maze and a haunted house.
Oh, excellent. Well done.
There's a map, so it's not really a corn maze, but it's scavenger hunting in a corn maze. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how about you, Lyns? What are you doing for Halloween?
So I already carved a phantom pumpkin. So I have a second pumpkin that I haven't carved yet. I'm kind of in the middle of doing either Haunter on it or doing a Pumpkaboo. I kind of want to see if I can do a very, very last minute Nurse Joy outfit.
Oh, jeez.
Fantastic.
I already have the wig. It's more or less getting the fabric and sewing it on top of working a normal 40-hour week. And considering today is Wednesday and Halloween is on Saturday, I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to sew besides at night. And
right.
The day of Halloween.
Just don't sleep.
Yeah, don't sleep. You can't sleep.
Well,
Sleep is for
here's
the
an
weak.
important question. Which generation of Nurse Joy?
That is important.
That is.
Probably first gen.
Alright, I don't like the new.
Solid choice.
Yeah,
that is for me this year. I honestly haven't done anything. I used to do Halloween, but my girlfriend's in Virginia in law school now, so I haven't had anyone to go to haunted houses or anything like that. And I'm working Halloween anyways, so I've got nothing going on. Maybe I'll try and find some creepy podcast or something to listen to at work. Other than that, nothing really special going around here at the Jet household. Nothing fun, but...
Yeah, I work too. Everyone wants to dress up as pirates. I don't know why pirates, but everyone wants to dress up as pirates.
You know what? I once considered, painting my face white and, being a ghost, but that wouldn't go over well at work. Being Halloween, of course, this is a Pokemon podcast, so let's get the chit-chat out of the way and get down to the meat and potatoes of this. Ghost Pokemon, Dark-type Pokemon, too. They're all Halloween-related, if you think about it.
What about Psychic Pokemon?
And Psychic Pokemon,
And Bug.
too.
And Bug.
Creepy crawlers.
And Fire. All right. It's creepy. It goes for Halloween. So I want to go around and ask.
My favorite Halloween Pokemon, probably a tie between Umbreon, being that I am Umbreon, and Haunter. Haunter, I don't know why, but ever since that episode with Sabrina and everything, Haunter's my favorite.
Moosh, what about you?
Definitely Gengar. I don't know, but Gengar has always been one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon.
Lyns?
Mischievous.
That's
Wow,
a good
that's
one.
a new one.
Ooh.
I have never heard anyone tell me mischievous.
I just enjoy it. I think it's super adorable, but at the same time, it's not quite as... it's not scary like the Gengar line, but it still has somewhat feminine, I would say, features to it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's still kind of creepy in a way. If some artwork is kind of creepy.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from about that. I mean, I always liked the Miss Travis line. I thought Miss Magus was pretty cool.
Yeah.
When they first showed the concept art for her. Of course, Gen 4 is, one of the earliest generations I can actually remember getting hyped for, because that was about the time the internet was starting to explode. So that's when you were finding out about this stuff early. And when I first saw her art, I was like, that's pretty sweet. For me, my personal favorite is always going to be Haunter. And it goes back to that episode, the Pokemon Tower episode, where Haunter was just the most ridiculous, offensive, lewd Pokemon I have ever seen.
Here, here.
Basically killed Ash.
I mean, he was cool with it.
He was cool with it. I mean, he just ripped his soul from his body, but...
No biggie.
I mean, I've never seen a Pokemon take its eyeballs out and put it in its mouth and stick its tongue out. I thought that was awesome, and being 6 years old at the time, watching that, just dying. I still remember watching that to this day.
Didn't they do that in Beetlejuice too? I'm trying to
They
think.
did, and I
They
think
did.
Pokemon took that from Beetlejuice when they did that. I'm not sure exactly, but I think that's where they got that from, which is awesome. Other than Haunter, I would say Houndoom's up there. The dog of Satan, as I call it, because that's essentially what it is. But, I mean, definitely Haunter for me. So, Halloween, obviously. Anybody got any good ghost stories? I think our listeners might want to hear some good ghost stories. Pokemon ghost stories, if you have any.
Well, I was walking through this abandoned house, right, and I found some weird medicine on the ground. And then I went to the next room, and there was this girl just walking through the wall.
I think I don't remember what you're talking about.
Diamond and Pearl, bro.
That was in Pearl. Oh,
Yeah.
That was the abandoned house in Pearl.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I always thought
For love.
the Lavender Town theory was kind of cool, with how you listen to that, the first gen, particularly, I believe it was the Japanese version of Green. Your ears would bleed, and then you die by killing yourself.
I thought it was just that it was so depressing and whatnot that kids were doing suicide because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like the spirits of the ghost Pokemon in the coding made them kill themselves or something like that. But the Lavender Town theory is always cool, and if you'd give me a moment, I can actually look that up.
There's actually a theory too that it's I don't know if it's mischievous, or I think it's that, or of the evolutionary thing where its Pokedex said that its song causes pain, and someone's like, oh, it's this song, it's this mischievous song that's played in Lavender Town, and that was something I read later on.
That's interesting.
I'd have to re-find it though.
Lavender Town syndrome was a peak in suicides and illness of children between the ages of 7 to 12, shortly after the release of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan back in February 27th, 1996. Rumors say these suicides and illnesses only occurred after the children playing the game reached Lavender Town, whose theme music had extremely high frequencies that studies showed that only children and young teens can hear, since their ears are more sensitive. Due to the lavender tone, I didn't know tone had color. At least 200 children supposedly committed suicide, and many more developed illness and afflictions. The children who committed suicide usually did so by hanging or jumping from heights. Those who did not act irrationally complained of severe headaches after listening to Lavender Town's theme. Although Lavender Town now sounds differently depending on the game, this mass hysteria was caused by the first Pokemon game released. After the Lavender Town incident, the programmers had fixed Lavender Town's theme music to be at a lower frequency, and since children are no longer affected by it. One video appeared in 2010 using a special software to analyze the audio of Lavender Town's music. When played, the software created images of the unknown near the end of the audio. This raised a controversy since the unknown didn't appear until Generation 2 games Silver, Gold, and Crystal. The unknown translate to leave now. Wow, that was dark. Now, this is creepypasta. so take it as you will. It's still kind of cool. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
It's definitely been proven that certain sounds and frequencies can mess with the psychological aspect of the brain. So I mean, it definitely could have like made kids upset enough.
Here's
I
Miss
can
Maggie.
agree to that. I went to an Asking Alexandria concert once, and I felt depressed when I left there. So that is quite accurate.
Here's Miss Magius's Pokedex entry from Pokemon Diamond. Its cries sounds like incantations. Those hearing it are tormented by headaches and hallucinations.
There's it right there, and it's that one that they say that Lavender Town isn't a song but a Pokemon cry. And though technically that Pokemon wasn't in the first gen, because of the fact that there was more Pokemon technically made for the game that was actually published,
Right.
that could have been one of those 200 Pokemon. And it's just a theory. A lot of people are like, "Oh, that can't be because of this," but it's still fun to look at. They're just Poke theories.
Miss Magus was just chilling at the top of the tower, screaming its lungs out, and killing people slowly.
Yep.
Yes.
That is interesting.
It's coming after all of us. Everyone run.
I'm trying to think of other theories there are. Do any of you have any theories?
It's not quite a theory. I mean, I guess it kind of is based off Hypno's Pokedex, where it one time stole a child, or hypnotized and stole it, is the Hypno's lullaby.
Yes, that is one. I was thinking of something like that, and you just brought that to my mind. And actually, there's a part in Fire Red and Leaf Green where you have to go into a forest on one of the Sevi Islands and save a child from a Hypno that kidnapped her. Anyone else have anything?
If you look at it, Pokemon's really dark.
It actually really is. Especially
In a way, it is. I mean, you kill your rivals, Eradicate.
Well, like, what about the manga?
There's one chapter where I think it's Silver, Green, and is it Blue? Get turned to stone.
Yeah. No. It was Red. Red got turned to stone too.
That's right. Red got turned to stone. So Gold.
No, he froze in ice, I think.
Was
That's why he's always
it was
cold.
either ice or stone, but I know that they had to go to the Hoenn region to find Jirachi or something to release them.
Yes. Okay. No. So it was Red. He got turned to ice. They all got turned to ice. Yellow, Blue, Red, and I think Green. I think those three all froze, I think.
Yeah, and then Gold had to go to
Hoenn.
I'll be honest, he was actually a really cool character. Very,
Gold?
very well done character.
Gold or Red?
Gold. And Silver in the manga, too. They were both extremely well done.
I do agree with you on that. I really also enjoyed how they included Blue and why she wasn't in the games.
Right.
Why she was missing during the games. I really love how they did that.
Now, how many of you remember when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out?
Oh, I still have my Pokewalkers.
The Shiny Pichu event.
Was never there for it.
I wasn't able to get into that either.
What happened was you would get a Pichu, and you would go into Elix Forest. Celebi would meet you there, and Celebi would take you back in time, 3 years before Gold and Silver, just after Red had defeated Giovanni. You fight Giovanni in a cave, and the theory is when he leaves the cave, you hear the sound of a waterfall. The belief is when he leaves that cave, he commits suicide.
Because
What do you
you
guys
hear the
think?
plonk at the end of it.
Or he swims away unnoticed in his little Magikarp thing.
That too. Or he kills
Jesse and James
himself.
are just chilling at the bottom of the waterfall.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. The guy had nothing to go for after the fall of Team Rocket. He literally had nothing.
Yeah, and I loved how they made Silver his son.
Yes, that was a nice touch. And it was something we'd all speculated for the longest time.
Okay, but who do you suppose his mother is?
Who's that
Arceus.
chick that looked like Jessie?
I think it's Ariana from
Yeah.
Team Rocket. Either that or Mars
Possibly,
from
yeah.
Team Galactic. Because they both have the same kind of hairstyle. I think there's a whole family going off on there.
It's a whole family love fest is what it is.
Well, because if you look at it, Mars says that she used to be in a different criminal organization and was, with the other leader. So maybe they had Ariana and Silver.
Maybe Ariana and Mars are one and the same.
Maybe.
There's something to think about. And since you brought up the fourth generation.
You're
Pokemon
welcome.
Platinum, literally, hell was introduced with the Distortion world. That was literal hell in the Pokemon world.
That was actually my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, I thought that was a fun little area. Although I was tripping balls when you were surfing upside down. I was like, what is this? And then you surf down a waterfall. But that was interesting. Does anyone else have anything to add before we move on?
I do. All right, so there's one that says that N from Black and White 2 is actually a Zoroark and not a person at all. So it's saying that so he's the puppet leader of Team Plasma, and the question is whether or not N is actually human or not, or just a Pokemon casting illusion, because Zoroark can look like other things, and it's also said that Zoroark can even copy the vocals of whatever it's copying. When you follow N into, at the one part of Black 2 and White 2 game, you follow a Zoroark into a set of ruins, but the Zoroark is missing when you get there, but N is there. And it's also saying like the hair is similarly shaped, and N was raised among Pokemon and can understand them, and he speaks unnaturally fast and awkwardly throughout the games. So there's definitely something there that goes, is it really a person, or is it actually Zoroark masquerading as a human, somehow being used, or just trying to whatever.
I never actually thought about that.
Interesting. That is interesting. I'm looking up some theories, and I got a few here that we can talk about. Here's a good one. Your dad was there all along. So the theory is that when you go to gyms, the guide is your father.
Ah, yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
I've read that one. It could be, or it could just be, like Nurse Joy, where it's a bunch of guys that are like, this is my job, my cousin does it, my brother does it, my other brother does it, my dad does it.
Father and his 7 uncles.
Yeah.
I prefer the theory where the dad and all the adult males died in the Great Pokemon War.
I was going to bring that up, but I want to do a special episode of this to talk about that.
I'd be down for
There's
that.
so much that you could talk about with that war theory that I could go on for hours about that.
But hey, that's just a theory.
A Pokemon
theory,
theory.
but it's a fun theory.
Thanks for watching.
Here's a good one. Pokemon Black and White takes place in the aftermath of 9/11. If you compare, because the Unova region is based off America and that one giant city. What's the name of the giant city?
I did not tell you.
Whatever it's called, looks like Manhattan. And this says here, there's the Dust Bowl just beyond that. Everyone believes that's Ground Zero. Because when you leave that city, there's a desert, and everyone believes that's Ground Zero. That's kind of dark and creepy.
Are you talking about Castellius?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jet. I'm a Pokemon fan. I have never played the 5th generation of Pokemon.
Really?
I've never played it. So I can't tell. I know what the Pokemon are. I cannot tell you the names of the city for the life of me. You could put it in my head and thread in my life. I could still not tell you anything about the 5th gen.
Like, I understand disliking it, but how have you never played it?
That was a time where I got out of the series. I honestly didn't get back in until Generation 6, with all the megas and everything. That's what got me back in.
Yes, I do agree with you on that. The megas and just the new Pokemon in general. I really enjoyed the Pokemon that was brought to the table for Generation 6.
For sure, especially with the first 3 being like RPG style, which I found pretty cool.
Right, and I'll be honest, I've never disliked the Pokemon from Generation 5. A lot of people don't like them because of how they look.
But if you look at them, I mean, really, if first gen wasn't first gen, people wouldn't be so nostalgic about it. Like, we have slime, magnets,
A floating tumor.
a floating tumor.
A giant floating tumor.
What would the giant floating tumor be?
Coughing and wheezing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have, like, Muck and
Fucking Grimer.
Grimer, the two things of
got
slime.
Male excrement spelled backwards.
Really? Really?
We should have the Unknown series, like for Generation 2. Like,
Exactly.
that was just.
Like, there's bad Pokemon in all of them.
And that's kind of what I don't want to get into a whole rant about Gen 1ers, but everything's unique. I don't have an issue with any of the Pokemon from Generation 5. I just never played the game. And from the stories I've heard, Death is better than playing Generation 5.
I've actually played both, and I found that Black and White by itself was fairly boring. The Pokemon if the trainers had it, that's all you were gonna find. Where the second one, you had more of choice. It flowed better too in the second one. So.
All right, here's a good theory. It's popular. I'm surprised we didn't talk about this yet. The death of Blue's Raticate. Thoughts, guys?
Everything points to the fact that he's there after the brutal, attack from the player on the boat, and then there's no Poke Center inside the boat, so.
Right. We must have brutalized that Raticate.
And obviously, Pokemon can die.
Obviously, and that's
Power.
That's one of the darker things of the games. They can die. Here we are, 5 years old, and they can die. That's crazy. So, let's wrap this up here.
One more thing. You're dressing up as Nurse Joy, right, Lyns?
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a creepypasta how instead of all being siblings, now this story is told from the Chansey's point of view, is that when you come into the Poke Center, Nurse Joy's all nice and happy, but if you sleep there for the night for any reason, well, she has a serum, and it has Nurse Joy DNA molecules, forcing you to look out for minor trainers that could be the next Joy. So basically you turn into the other Nurse Joys, and you believe that. It's like a whole thing, and the way it ends, it's like, so my advice to you is to come to the Pokemon Center at your own risk. You never know. The thing about real Nurse Joy is she likes to hunt around by herself. So when you're all done and all alone sleeping at night or just relaxing, don't think you'll be safe. I hear she has a nice demonic face to stare at you with. Oh, look, she just chose another victim. I think it's you.
That's creepy.
Well then. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today as we leave off on that lovely note. I hope you all...
That I'm going to come get everyone?
Yep. Everybody run.
I hope you all enjoyed this. I think this is a lot of fun. I think we'll try and get these out, if not weekly, every other 2 weeks. And I hope you guys enjoy it. This is something we talked about doing, and now we've got the chance to do it. We've got the stuff. We've got the fan base. Let's do it. So look out for it. And, of course, this is officially marking the start of our YouTube channel. So look out for more videos from us, too. And you can expect top 10s from us. I'm actually working on Pokemon biology. That's going to be a lot of fun. But I think that's going to do it for us today. So I'm Jet.
I'm Rizu.
Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay. Whatever. Everyone knows my name is Lindsay, so.
All right, Eeveelutioners.
We are signing off. Thank you, everyone.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We'll see you next time.
Happy Halloween.